Hi everyone, this is Rhea Se from Remax Westcoast. Over the past 3 weeks, many people have been asking me about the tax assessment that they have received earlier this month and whether the property value as determined by the government is the same as what the property is worth on the real estate market. That's a very interesting question because my answer is maybe, but not really. First of all, you need to understand that the tax assessment is basically a tool used by municipal governments to calculate the amount of taxes that property owners need to pay them. In British Columbia, BC Assessment is the government organization responsible for determining each property's market value as of July 1st every year. To be fair, they don't come up with a number out of thin air. BC Assessment determines the market value of a property based on its location, view, size, age, and other features such as garages, decks, or pools. They do also use real estate market information, including comparable sales prices of similar homes to determine the property value that is used for tax assessment purposes. On the other hand, the market value of a property is determined very differently. It is based more on the price that a buyer is actually willing to pay the seller for owning that piece of property. So as part of this calculation for determining market value accurately, you would need to account for the number of properties recently sold and their sold prices, the number of properties currently on the market and their list prices, and other criteria. But perhaps most importantly, it's really about determining how much a hypothetical buyer is willing to purchase a particular property at a given price, as influenced by the real estate market at the time. And obviously not just on July 1st. So you can imagine, if a buyer is completely in love with the home's particular features, they may really want to buy that home and be willing to pay a competitive price for it. For example, it could be a tastefully renovated living room flooded with lots of natural light, or a first floor bedroom ensuite that is suitable for the handicapped elderly parent, or a huge soaker bathtub that is perfect for relaxing in after a very long day of work, or a nice backyard that is great for summer parties and large family gatherings. Whatever those attractive features might be, or how much they match a buyer's personal wish list, such features are not reflected in the tax assessment property values, but can definitely be factored into the market value of a home. If there are multiple buyers who are competing for the same home, it can really boil down to how much someone is determined to outbid all other buyers for their ideal home. And as part of this real estate transaction, the seller also dictates at what price they choose to sell their property in order to complete the deal, no matter what the official tax assessment figure is. Another reason why tax assessment figures and the property's fair market price do not line up is because a homeowner may get renovations done for their property without informing the city. This means that the homeowner has increased the value and appeal of their home to buyers who are looking to purchase, but the city is not aware of those changes. Therefore, the government would not increase the tax assessment value to a higher amount based on those renovations in order to calculate more taxes for this homeowner. But that particular property is actually now worth more on the real estate market. Also, it's possible for individual homeowners to dispute the tax assessment value with the municipal government in hopes of paying fewer taxes. So it's certainly plausible for two homeowners with similar properties having very different tax assessment values because one homeowner complained to the government and successfully appealed for a reassessment, while the second homeowner did not appeal. In practice, realtors do look at tax assessment figures for similar properties just to get a general feel of how the market is going. It's just one piece of information out of many criteria that can be used to help determine fair market price, but it's only really useful if comparing apples to apples. The reality is that no two properties are truly the same in every way, and sometimes it's like comparing apples to pineapples. If that's the case, then looking at tax assessment figures alone would be less meaningful. If you have any specific questions about your tax assessment or the fair market price of your property, or would just like to talk about your own real estate situation, please feel free to contact me anytime. I believe that most people's tax assessment figures went up by a few percent this year. Unfortunately, it is what it is. For this month's prize draw, I'm giving away a $25 Freshco gift card. This is a chance to get some key essential food items at a discount supermarket and save a few bucks for the taxman. To participate in this draw, just send me the words tax by text, WhatsApp, WeChat, or by email before this date and time below. See you next time.